Sell me this pen. Now, if you've seen Wolf of Wall Street, you know what I'm talking about. This happens at the end of the movie where Jordan Belfort, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, gets asked that question, or asked a question in a kind of lecture with a bunch of students he's speaking to. Jordan Belfort is an expert at sales. He's done a lot of amazing things and now coaches on sales. But what does sell me this pen mean? What does that mean if you get asked this in an interview? What is the whole exercise all about? And what are the three main things we can learn from going through that process of learning what Sell Me This Pen is all about? Let's dive in. Hey, I'm Matt Wolach. I help software leaders understand how to generate a whole bunch of great leads, how to close those leads quickly and efficiently, and how to get a team to do it for you. If you want any of those things, hit the subscribe button right now and I'll help you get those tactics and the processes in place so that you can scale your software company. And today we're talking about something that came from The Wolf of Wall Street, the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio as Jordan Belfort. Now, Jordan Belfort, he was not in software. He was in financial management and securities sales and all that kind of finance stuff. So he was selling stocks and bonds and all the mutual funds and all that stuff. Now, he did get into trouble, and that trouble kind of landed him in jail a little bit. So some things he did very badly. There are very strict regulations when it comes to investments. However, even with that, he's since been out and he's since now all over the world speaking and making tons of money because he's training on sales. But now, we can learn from that. And one of the things that he talks about is sell me this pen. And in fact, I'll let Jordan say it himself. Watch this little kind of speech that he gives where an audience member asks him to sell him a pen. Check this out.
Hello, Mr. Belfort. Thank you so much for being here. I have one question, and I'm a huge fan of your film. So this just comes quite naturally. Can you please sell me this pen?
You know, no one's ever asked me that before. It's the first time. So let me tell you what that whole exercise really stands for, right? So the whole sell me this pen narrative is really, it's a test that you give to a salesman to see if they really understand what selling's all about. If you ask someone who's not a professional salesman, who doesn't have the right instincts, they'll start actually trying to sell you a pen. This pen is great. This pen writes upside down. It's the best value for its money. This pen will last forever. Here, buy this pen. Here's the thing. The only one rational thing you could do when someone says, sell me this pen, and that is to start asking them questions. So tell me, how long have you been in the market for a pen? What type of pens have you used in the past? Is it business or personal? Typically, when you buy a pen, what type of money do you spend on one? Do you buy expensive pen? The key to selling is to find out, step one, what are your clients' needs, values? What pain are they looking for? What do they need? And you're looking to fill that need at the most basic level, right? Well, when you just go out and try to sell something to someone, what you're saying is, I don't give a shit about you. I'm just trying to ram this down your throat, right? I want to know what you need. I want to know what you've done in the past. So you ask questions. If I ask someone, hey, so how long have you been in the market for a pen? They say, oh, I'm not looking for a pen. Great, have a nice day. I don't sell people things that people aren't looking for. I wouldn't try to sell you a pen if you're not looking to buy a pen. So that's, and if someone said to me, I say, wow, this person really knows how to sell. Because the biggest mistake that rookie salesmen make is they try to sell to everybody versus weeding out people who are not interested and only selling to those who are. So I ask questions, but not any question. I ask pointed questions to identify what type of pens you've used in the past, how much money you have. Now, the pen is like a euphemism for any product, right? By doing that, I can get a good sense of what you're about. And then when I'm done asking my questions, and I know what I need to know, I'll say, well, based on what you said to me, this pen is the perfect if you let me tell you why. And now I'm actually matching my pen to what you need, and I tailor my presentation to fill that need, and it's much more elegant.
Okay, so what can we learn from that? You see how Jordan went through a very interesting process where we thought that at the beginning, if it's sell me this pen, wow, we need to be a really great salesperson to talk about how well it writes and how great it feels and how awesome it looks and maybe how the quality of the production, how it's made is fantastic. But that's all wrong. That is not the right way to sell. That is the absolute wrong way to sell. But the problem is, if we take that and translate it to the software world, it seems like a lot of people are doing that. Everyone talks about their product. Oh, we have an amazing product and such a smart team built this product and we're so awesome because of this and so many people have bought the product. Look at all these different companies that have bought it. Again, it's not really about the product. It's not about the pen. We need to talk about the buyer. We need to think about the buyer. And you can see Jordan said, don't start talking about the product. The first thing we need to do is start asking questions. And that's why discovery is so critical. Discovery is absolutely vital to your sales process. It's the foundation that you can build everything on. By the way, if you want to learn more about discovery, I've done a lot of talks on that. Right here is one of those. You can check that out. There's also many more that I've given on how you can have a very powerful discovery process. But we have to do that. We have to ask those questions. And the first lesson we can learn, I told you we'd have 3 lessons here. The first lesson we can learn is we have to sell to the right buyer. So if you start asking questions and you realize that they're not in the market for a pen, they don't need a pen, they have 100 of them, they have great pens and they're very happy with them and they have no pain around needing a pen. Same thing with us in software. If they already have a great solution, if they're already doing everything great and they have no pain around it, you're not going to be able to sell to them. It's going to be a very frustrating process trying to grind and push and get them to do what you want to do. Instead, let's sell to the right people. So that's lesson number 1. Part of that is knowing who your right person is. So make sure you've built out your ideal customer profiles and your buyer personas so you know exactly who you're selling to. Secondly, you want to make sure that you find those people. So once you get some people in front of you, start to filter them out. You can do this with your marketing and the messaging and how you're kind of getting people through your site or maybe your ads, and you get people realizing, yes, this is for me. And also the ones who it's not for, they'll see this is not for them. And then once you start having conversations, go through that process, ask them the questions, learn about what's going on, make sure there's pain there. And if there's not, end it. And I know that's hard from a sales perspective. I know it's hard to end a call when you've got a chance to close a deal, but guess what? That chance you think you're gonna close is not really real. If they're not really feeling pain, if they're not feeling like this is something they need and must have, they're not gonna sign up. And actually, you're gonna waste more time trying to get them closed that you could be spending with other people who are good fits. So the first lesson here, only sell to people who are good fits. The second lesson we've talked about, make sure you discover, make sure you ask them the questions, learn about what they're looking for, learn about their goals. What are they trying to accomplish? What are they trying to solve? For example, if you're selling a really nice pen, if their goal is, hey, I just need to check off a couple boxes, maybe that's not it. If it's, I want to write something amazing that looks beautiful, or I want my friends to think that I'm really rich and powerful, whatever it is, understand what their goals are, what their motivations are, and why they're not able to solve it right now. So with your discovery process, really get to the heart of it. Most people don't go deep enough on discovery. Most people don't learn enough. Definitely go deep. Now, the third thing we can learn, and you can see in this clip, Jordan mentions it at the very end. The third thing we can learn is, how do we apply our solution to what we learned? How do we associate? How do we connect our tool to their needs? So once you learn these things and you realize they are a good fit for what you're selling, let's make sure to connect the dots for them. Now is where we start telling them how the product is going to solve those problems, how your tool, your solution is going to get them to their goals. This is the magic. This is where the buyers start to realize, wow, this is the thing I need. So we've got to have that happen. You have to have that discovery to be able to do that. Everything builds on itself. If you don't have the right buyer, you can't ask the right questions and you're not gonna get the right answers. And if you don't ask the right questions and get the right answers, you can't connect your tool. You can't associate your solution to their needs. All of that is super, super important, okay? So I hope that this process was helpful. Sell me this pen. You now know what to do. Don't start selling the pen. Start asking questions. By the way, if you want to make sure that your process is dialed in and you do have a great software sales process, I created a mini course just for that. So you can go through it in literally a couple of hours, very quick, and you will have the exact knowledge of how to discover, how to make sure you're educating your buyers on what's important, what's going on in the market and what they need, how to make sure you're associating, you're connecting your tool to what they're doing, and of course, how to lead the process and get them right to where you want them to be. If you want those things, and if you want to close deals and stop losing deals, get that mini course. It's called Software Demo Secrets, and you'll see a link down below. I put that link there. Go ahead and check it out. It'll show you exactly what you're gonna get. But what I've done is put all the secrets that the best top sellers like Jordan Belfort are using so that you can be a top seller as well. Check that out, and then make sure you're subscribed. Once again, if you hit that subscribe and the little bell, you'll be notified. So you'll be getting all of my updated videos, all my trainings, all of my help so that you can close more deals. Well, that's it for this one. I'll see you next time. Take care.